A key factor that can affect our mental well-being is how we see ourselves. Our understanding of ourselves is shaped by past experiences, social and family influences, the culture we live in, and the media we read, watch, and listen to. There are many outside pressures that tell us what we should be like, how we should behave, how we should live. And our culture and societal norms and peer pressure, etc., all start to influence us from a very early age. The pressure on people to look right, act right, speak right, in fact, to be perfect, is huge. And the problem seems far worse for young people. Our levels of anxiety are exacerbated by reality TV, pop culture, and particularly social media. The actor Bill Murray said, social media is training us to compare our lives instead of appreciating everything we are. No wonder everyone is depressed. Young people, and in particular young women, are often haunted by questions like, what do people think of me? Am I good enough? How do people see me? What if I do something wrong? Now, teenage angst is nothing new, but social media and reality TV are amplifying the effects, and we're seeing a huge rise in mental health problems among young people. And it's not just young people that are affected. A 2015 survey done by Sanctuary revealed that 7 out of 10 women felt under pressure to be perfect, the perfect mother, the perfect wife, the perfect friend, etc. You can see a video from them on this topic to the right of this one on the website. As parents, we want to encourage our children to do their best and to work hard, but we also want them to know that the results they achieve do not define who they are. Perhaps part of the challenge we have in conveying this message is that we often struggle to accept this wisdom for ourselves. We often define ourselves by what we do or have achieved in our jobs or roles in life. Whether we're a full-time parent, a teacher, a business person, an engineer, a vicar, whatever, we consciously or subconsciously measure our success in our job or role. Whether that measure of success is a happy family with well-balanced children that are doing well at school, or a class that's succeeding, or a business that's growing, or a career that's progressing, or a church that's thriving. Our society is full of grades and expectations, and people can feel driven to achieve in so many areas of life. One of the first questions we often ask when we're getting to know someone is, what do you do? To which the response usually is, I am a whatever. We don't say, I am currently spending my time doing whatever. The things we achieve or the roles we have become synonymous with who we are, and we only feel acceptable to ourselves and to others when we're performing well. The problem in having to achieve in order to feel acceptable is that any success is temporary, and there's always something more to be done, which means that there is pressure to achieve again in order to feel acceptable, and we continue around an unhealthy cycle. Psychologist Frank Lake described this as the cycle of works, or the cycle of grief. We strive to achieve things so that we feel a sense of significance in the world, which sustains us and gives us a sense of identity and gives us the strength to keep going so that we feel acceptable to ourselves and others, until that feeling fades and we need to achieve all over again. When we're caught in a cycle of works, then our drivenness can damage the relationships we value most. Personal criticism rocks our sense of self-worth, and we're unable to separate who we are from what we do. And whenever we achieve anything, there's only a momentary relief and pleasure before we feel the need to go on and achieve something more. How do we break this cycle? The opposite to the cycle of works is what Frank Lake called the cycle of grace. It starts with knowing that we're accepted just as we are. And with all the other pressures that I've outlined, that's hard to take on board. But that sort of acceptance is what we long for. Tim Keller wrote, "To be loved but not known is comforting but superficial. To be known and not loved is our greatest fear. But to be fully known and truly loved is, well, a lot like being loved by God. It's what we need more than anything. It liberates us from pretense, humbles us out of our self-righteousness, and fortifies us for any difficulty that life can throw at us. When we know that sort of loving acceptance, then that makes us secure in who we are and strengthens and sustains us and provides us with a sense of significance based on who we are. And all we achieve flows from the knowledge that we are loved and accepted, and no matter how things go, we will still be loved and accepted. As we work in a world that will constantly tell us the opposite, we need to keep coming back to that place of knowing that we are accepted just as we are, no questions asked. When we know that we are unconditionally loved and accepted for who we are, then what we do, those things we look to achieve, come from that place of security. They come from knowing that irrespective of the outcome, we are still fully loved and accepted. That's why it's so important for children to grow up in a home where they feel loved and accepted for who they are and not what they achieve, because they will be surrounded in life by a culture that will tell them the opposite. So how do we break this cycle? Well, we'll explore that more in the videos this week. I hope you can join us.